season is tough. I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream. And yeah, where do we begin? What on earth is going on at Chelsea right now? What a crazy, crazy night. There is so much to get into. Samuel Omorodion's deal is off. Chelsea are in talks to suddenly re-sign Joao Felix. Conor Gallagher's move to Atletico Madrid is currently off as it stands, and he's been holed up in a Madrid hotel for 3 days now, waiting for his move to be confirmed. It could only be Chelsea. Guys, what the fuck is going on here? What on earth is going on here? What a complete and utter mess we find ourselves in right now. And it's textbook Chelsea, pure and utter, unfiltered chaos right now at the football club in the transfer market. Why is it always us? Why is it always us that has all the drama? Even with Roman, there was drama. We can never seem to have a steady ship, guys. We can never seem to have a steady ship. There's always been drama and chaos. It's a Chelsea thing, you know. Look, whilst it's like it's kind of good fun and it's exciting to a certain degree, it'd be quite nice to have some calm and stability and to be a well-run football club for a change. That would be nice. But anyway, we are here, and this is what's happening, guys. It is fucking boiling in London at this point in time. Apologies, guys. By the way, let me know in the chat. Can you hear the fan? I've got a fan on. If you can hear it in the background, let me know. If you can't, fantastic. That's the main. That's the main aim. But guys, we're back in the mix. We're back in London. Life's good. Let's get the show on the road. Big up to everyone that's already locked in the building, people. Big up to all you lot locked in here. Please keep smashing the like button. Please keep subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. We have passed 11,000 subscribers now. Big up to everyone in the community. Love for all the support as always, guys. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. So yeah, please keep smashing that like button. Please keep subscribing. Guys, let's take this news in chronological order because it was an utter madness last night. I'm working away last night and, you know, I've just been to the game at the Bridge and, you know, I'm seeing a few reports coming through. Omorodion's deal is off. Hang on a second. What's going on there? And then it all transpires. Let's start with the Omorodion stuff because basically that was agreed, right? All agreed, £34.5 million, as we know. And he was in London to complete his medical after the Olympics. And suddenly that's all fallen through. Now, there are a number of reasons doing the rounds here. First of all, it's collapsed. Deal agreed club to club between the striker and Chelsea. Major problem, finalising the contract means the deal is off. Now, there were reports in Spain suggesting that there was an issue with the medical. Omorodion obviously missed the Olympic final for Spain with a slight physical problem. But you would have thought, right, that Chelsea have been chasing Omorodion all summer, right? Okay. They've done their due diligence on the deal, you would think. So how have we ended up in a situation, guys, where Chelsea have seemingly done all their due diligence on a deal, yet at the last minute there's a red flag? You know, how do you spend weeks and months scouting, due diligence, agree a deal with the club, the agent, the player, and then what, you suddenly pull out of it in the final hours? You know, is this incompetence on our behalf, or have the owners stepped in and overpowered the sporting directors on this one? I'm not sure. You know, did he fail the medical? I don't know. But Chelsea would have been aware. This is my point, guys. Chelsea would have been aware of this situation, you know, with Omorodion and the medical. They would have been aware of that, you know. They would have been aware there was a physical issue. They're not idiots. They would have known that he didn't play in the Olympic final because of a slight physical problem. But this slight physical problem surely can't be that bad. Could it really cause a whole collapse of the deal? I think Chelsea have maybe, I personally feel that perhaps the directors have been overpowered here. The ownership have stepped in and have put the boot in on this deal potentially. But then there's been other reports, guys, coming round saying that Omorodion felt disrespected by Chelsea. He felt disrespected by Chelsea because they tried to purchase 50% of his rights, whatever that means, of his player rights, or is it image rights? I don't know. Let me just find it now, people. But apparently Chelsea tried to buy 50%. Yeah. So this is it here. I think this is something you see a lot with South American deals, like when there was that third-party ownership of players. But this is it here. Chelsea, this is from the same journalist that first broke that the deal was off. Chelsea attempted to buy 50% of Samu Omorodion. This option is rejected by the player and breaks any future offer. He sees it as a lack of respect. I'm not really sure how we are operating right now in this situation, but that doesn't look like the signs of a club who wanted to get this deal done. This looks like Chelsea were trying to do something anything in their power to stop this deal from happening. Now, look, am I personally disappointed that this has fallen through? No, not particularly, because I didn't think it was the right signing for us to make. I didn't think we needed another developmental striker. But if the alternative then becomes we're getting Joao Felix, then I'm not sure how I potentially feel about this. And then there's also the fact that, this then has a knock-on effect on the Conor Gallagher deal as well. So I'm not really sure. I'm really not quite sure what the current situation is with Omorodion. There've then been some reports this morning suggesting that Chelsea are trying to resurrect the deal. It's literally utter chaos, guys, and we've got no idea what the fuck is going on. As always, we have got no idea what is going on. Now, Omorodion is neither here nor there. If that means we can now focus our attention and bring Victor Osimhen in, then no problem. But I'd love an actual proper explanation as to why the deal broke down, because the guy that broke the story said we changed minutes last term, and then Ornstein saying there's a major problem finalizing the contract, and him and Fabrizio both said that everything had been agreed on the player side 5 days ago. So it doesn't really add up or make sense as to why this deal has suddenly fallen through. I don't understand it. Now, this is not something I'm going to lose sleep over necessarily, because I don't really think it was the right thing to do in the first place anyway. Then that's not a disrespect on the player. That's just the fact that I don't think it's the right fit for what Chelsea are looking to do. And we need a bit more of a proven operator at the top end of the pitch. That would be my synopsis on that situation. But it is strange how this has suddenly fallen through. So the Omorodion deal is off. But let's wait. Let's see what could happen. The Gallagher deal, as things stand, is currently off, and we're going to get into that in a second. It's not completely off. It's not off the table. But at this point in time, right now, Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid is off. That is the situation we are in right now. Conor Gallagher's move to Atletico Madrid is currently off. He is in a hotel in Madrid, waiting for this mess to be sorted out. And it wouldn't be the transfer window without Chelsea fucking over Conor Gallagher just one more time, would it? Just one more time. Anyway, that's the scenario of the Omorodion deal. Basically, deals off for could be several reasons. Feels disrespected by us trying to purchase 50% of him. There was an issue with the medical, or there was a major issue finalizing the terms. But something has gone drastically wrong at the last minute for this to suddenly fall through, because everything was agreed and everything was good to go. Yes, it's on standby, so it's currently not happening at this point in time. It doesn't mean the deal's dead and buried. It just means right now at this point in time that the deal is currently not happening between Chelsea and Atletico Madrid for Conor Gallagher. Clubs are working to make sure that it does happen. Anyway, let's move away from Omorodion. Let's move on to the real news that we're talking about here. What on earth is going on here? We had the exclusive from Fabrizio last night. Chelsea and Atletico Madrid are now discussing Joao Felix to Chelsea as part of the Gallagher deal. Omorodion deal collapsing. Two clubs don't want Gallagher and Julian Alvarez deals to collapse too. Joao Felix being discussed with Jorge Mendes in London. It's almost like a sense of irony and a real sort of how ironic in terms that, well, Jorge Mendes is in London with Pedro Neto for his unveiling at Chelsea. But Jorge Mendes happens to also represent Joao Felix. And then suddenly, Omorodion deal falls through, and then Chelsea are in talks over Felix, and Mendes is conveniently at Stamford Bridge already anyway. Make of that what you will. But my biggest issue with this situation, right, is why we continually get ourselves into situations where we have to purchase someone off another team in order for a deal to go through. Why do we keep finding ourselves in these situations? You know, I don't get it. You know, I don't get it. You know, let's just take a step back for a moment, right? Okay, this is a player that we didn't want 12 months ago. We weren't interested in at all in signing this summer, and now we're suddenly only interested in taking him because it means we can sell Conor Gallagher. This is not how you run a football club, guys. We spend ridiculous amounts of money, and then we're so reliant on a pure profit sale. How can that be good? You know, right now, our scouting is basically, well, whoever's in the Atletico Madrid squad. You know, all these amortized fees, guys, they come back every year. And we're going to have to keep doing this again, and again. And then on Felix himself, yeah, sure, he's fun. He's easy on the eye. He's skillful. You know, we actively chose not to sign him when we had the chance to last year after his loan spell. Poch didn't want him. We could have gone back for him this summer. There's an easy deal there to be done for Felix. Atletico don't want him. We could have gone back for him this summer, but we didn't. We even went to Atletico to find a player for the Gallagher deal, and we still didn't pick him. Okay? But let's put all those points aside for a moment. Guys, he's not even the right fucking profile for this team. You know, people say, oh, he's going to play on the left-hand side. He's not going to play on the left-hand side. You know, we need a striker or a winger, and he's neither. He's a totally different purchase to what Omorodion would have been. And it just goes to show there is completely and utterly no plan whatsoever. And with the greatest of respect, he's just a far worse version of Nkunku. The guy doesn't offer anything. People just like him because he's pleasing on the eye. He's got zero end product whatsoever. And then you've got, you know, reports suggesting that maybe Sterling or Madueke might leave as a result. Well, how's that? How are they related in any way whatsoever? You know, there's no way that Felix can play on the wing in an Enzo Maresca system. You know, it's mental. It's absolutely mental. But guys, take a step back for a second. There's no one can pretend that signing Joao Felix makes any sense for Chelsea whatsoever. You know, we weren't even interested in him this summer, right? And now the only reason we're suddenly considering this deal is because we're so desperate to sell Conor Gallagher. What is going on here? What the fuck is going on here? It's honestly crazy. It's honestly crazy. And we're in a situation, right? And it should be an obvious red flag, right? No one wants Felix. There's a reason why no one wants him. Barcelona don't want him. Atletico Madrid don't want him. No other team wants him. And then suddenly Chelsea come riding to the rescue, Charity FC, to help Atletico Madrid out by taking a player off them they don't want so that they can sign a top quality player in Julian Alvarez. And then we're going to end up potentially spending £40 million on someone that doesn't even fit what we're looking to do, just because we're so desperate for a pure profit sale with Conor Gallagher because we've been recklessly spending money in the transfer window. What is going on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What the fuck is what is going on here? You know, we shouldn't be signing him. We should not be signing him. The only way I would potentially accept Felix is if it was a loan deal or something, or if it guaranteed that Raheem Sterling would leave the football club. But let's be real, guys. There should be red flags waving here that we're suddenly interested in someone who's been available all summer and we've not been interested at all. We've known that we know that we need to take a player off Atletico Madrid, yet we didn't choose to take Felix. We chose to take someone else, and now we're desperate. And his agent was in London, and we're in talks now, and we're potentially going to do some £40 million donation to the Atletico Madrid charity so that they can actually sign a decent player. And we sign someone that doesn't fit what we're looking to do, and no other clubs want. Could only be Chelsea. Could only be Chelsea. Guys that are in favour of this Felix deal, by the way, please tell me where you see him fitting in, because he is not a winger in an Enzo Maresca system. Look at how wingers play in Enzo's system. They are high and wide up the pitch, direct wingers, good in one-on-ones. Felix has got no end product. He's not good in one-on-one situations. He is just pleasing on the eye. Bro, this is not about is Felix better than Samu. These are two completely different signings. You're looking to sign a striker, right? And then you're suddenly switching your aversions to Joao Felix. Joao Felix is not a striker. If you think Felix can play as a centre forward in the Premier League, the guy has got no physical presence whatsoever. So how are people saying that, oh yeah, we're gonna like he's gonna fit in? How are people saying that? It's all bollocks. It's all bullshit, guys. He doesn't fit what we're looking to do. And this is a signing that I can not get on board with. Brother, I'm giving my opinion. I've never said once that I know what's going on in the boardroom, He's not a joy. This is the problem with Felix, right? Is people that are prepared to overlook end product because he's a pleasing footballer on the eye. This is the problem here. Because he's a pleasing footballer on the eye, people overlook the things that matter in terms of end product. And he's got no end product. And I'm sorry, in my opinion, in no way, shape, or form is Joao Felix for about £40 million to Chelsea a good piece of transfer business. The moment you start signing players as a favour to other teams, that should be a red flag. That should be a red flag. We've already spent 20 million quid on Amari Kellyman from Aston Villa to help them out for basically no reason whatsoever. How can we then decide we're going to spend 40 million quid on Joao Felix to help out Atletico Madrid? I don't know what to say, guys. I really do not know what to say on that front. But I mean, there's obviously a lot of people that are fans of Felix. And look, you can rate Joao Felix as a player, sure. And I'm not denying his ability. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But Poch has not been here all summer. We've had all summer to go for Felix. So why didn't they go for him then if they wanted him? Like that's a legitimate question. Can anyone answer that question? Why have Chelsea not moved for Felix all summer then? Why did they not decide to go for Felix over Omorodion when we had the chance to do so? If they said that they wanted Felix all summer and it was Poch that put the boot in on it, then Poch's been gone all summer. So why have they not moved for him before now? Yes, I'm not saying that Felix is not a good player. He's not good for what we're looking to do. And when you do business on the proviso of helping out other teams, then that's when you're fucked and you run yourself into trouble. And that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. Look, I'd love to be proven wrong on Felix, but I just look at him and it's just a no for me. I'm sorry, it's just an absolute no. It doesn't fit what we are. It doesn't fit what we're looking to do. And people can say what they want about it, but he does not fit what we are looking to do at this point in time. Not to mention the amount of money it would potentially cost to bring him to the football club in terms of wages as well. You know, Atletico Madrid threatening to pull out of the Conor Gallagher deal. It feels like the house of cards is falling apart. He's been available all summer. Felix has been available all summer, and no one has been interested in taking him. That's my point. You know, that's exactly my point here. Fans hounded out Kai for exactly what Felix is. Plus, he doesn't fit the squad at the moment. This is it. This is exactly it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And the only reason we would be, whatever Chelsea might say, the only reason we would be signing Joao Felix is because we are desperate to sell Conor Gallagher for a pure profit situation, which is just, it's just madness. It's just utter madness. Yeah, sure, Aston Villa maybe wanted him, but you know, this is a player that, you know, is supposedly meant to be unbelievable, and yet no teams have really made a thing. I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer. I really have no idea whatsoever. But anyway, that was the breaking news on Felix, and then there's been further information this morning on the Felix deal. And Fabrizio Romano has reported that that Felix has already said yes to Chelsea return. His agent George Mendes was informed yesterday. Negotiations are ongoing between Chelsea and Atletico Madrid. It's up to Chelsea now. So it's up to Chelsea to decide what they want to do. And this is also crucial for the Conor Gallagher deal as well, guys. Crucial for the Gallagher deal. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't know what's going to happen. It's a mess, basically. Is what it is. An absolute mess. It's. I'm just baffled. You know, just when you think you know you don't know what's gonna happen at this football club, they never fail to surprise you with something else. You know, and Felix is a gamble. Whatever way you say about it, is a gamble. You know, he's a player who's had a difficult few years. And you know, imagine, you know, if there was a system where you could sort of try before you buy, where you could maybe borrow a player for, let's say, 6 months to see if they're any good or not. You know, Felix wasn't even good when he come to Chelsea. You know, he wasn't good when he came. He wasn't good when he came to Chelsea. He scored 4 goals in 20 appearances, right? And everyone was lapping him up because we had to watch Kai Havertz and Mason Mount stinking the gaff up every single week, so that when we saw Felix doing a bare minimum, we actually were loving it and thought it was amazing, because we've been starving and so deprived of what we were doing. You know, absolutely shambolic. Fuck me, honestly. Yeah, of course they are. But there are some signings that are less of a gamble than others. And signing... No, he didn't. He played 20 in all competitions. I'll bring it up on the screen now. He played 20 in all competitions. So, and he scored 4 goals. You know, he made 20 appearances for Chelsea, guys. I'm just going to go on transfer marks now. Stats by club. 20 appearances for Chelsea, 4 goals. So, yeah, guys, if you're going to question the facts and the information, make sure you actually know it yourself. It might have only been 10 games in the Premier League, but he made 20 appearances in all competitions. No, he's not here to replace Sterling, though, and there's no guarantees that if he arrived that Raheem Sterling would even leave. So that's my point. You know, people are speaking like, oh, if Felix comes, that means that Sterling is 100% out the door. it doesn't mean that at all, guys. It absolutely doesn't mean that whatsoever. Doesn't mean that whatsoever. But it's no one's going to pay Sterling's wages. You know, the only way that Sterling's going to leave, by the way, guys, is if he wants to leave. He's happy in London. He's on a fat contract. He's not going to get anywhere else. And I don't see any offers coming in for him at all. By the way, guys, we're still 283 people in the building. Big up to every single person that is locked in right now. Keep smashing that like button. Keep subscribing to the channel if you're new round here as well, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. It would be greatly appreciated. So smash the like button. Keep subscribing as well, guys. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Maybe we put Mudryk on loan or Madueke being sold. I don't see either of those things happening. If I'm with you, Charlie, if we don't get Osimhen, look, again, we don't know. If it's just Felix, I'll be fucking raging if it's just Felix. But if it's Felix and Osimhen comes as well, then it slightly softens the blow. But under no accounts can Joao Felix be the only attacking signing that arrives in the remainder of the window. You know, if it's going to be Felix, it has to be Felix and Osimhen. It can't be any of the. It can't just be one. Has to be, if Felix is coming, it has to be on the proviso that Osimhen also comes as well. Because if it ends up just being Felix, then it's a problem. Then it is a problem. I'd rather have Felix in my starting 11 than Mudryk or Sterling. We don't know yet if Nkunku will stay fit. But Felix is just in my opinion, a worse version of Nkunku. So I don't really know what's going on. You know, Chukwuemeka will be sold probably. Yes, big up to Clown. Appreciate the support, brother. Oh yeah, forgot hitting the bars is a really good thing, isn't it? You know, no one's saying he's not a good player. That like the talent that he's got is not being questioned. But what is being questioned is his ability to fit into this team and the reasons as to why we're signing him. Because we're not signing him because we want him. We're signing him because we are desperate to sell Conor Gallagher. And we've made a bed for ourselves where we said we'd sign, we signed someone from Atletico Madrid, you know, as part of the deal for selling Gallagher. So we've basically sold ourselves up shit creek again. You know, with these kind of deals where we're making deals where we have to buy someone else from the other team in order for them to leave the football club. It's madness. It's utter madness. Guys, there's so many comments coming in. If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, please do use the super chat function. You can't have so many number 10s in the team. Maresca don't want him either, but these owners are a joke. Is it 100% happening? No, it's not 100% happening, but it would appear like it could potentially be heading that way. You know, I suspect this will be a quick resolution. I think this will be something that will be resolved fairly quickly because Conor Gallagher is holed up in a Madrid hotel for 3 days now. He is waiting. He is waiting to join Atletico Madrid, but he can't at the moment because we haven't taken a player from Atletico yet. So he's just holed up in a hotel in Madrid. It's fucking shambles. And I feel sorry for him because he was forced out of Chelsea. And if that wasn't enough, he's now stuck in a situation where he doesn't even know if he'll end up joining the club he wanted to join because Chelsea have reportedly decided to change their mind on Omorodion. And he's now been fucked over by his boyhood club, not on one occasion, but on 2 separate occasions now. No, it's not necessarily from Chelsea, and Omorodion has reportedly been offered out to other clubs as well. But I'm wondering whether they need an outgoing for this Alvarez deal to go through. There's no suggestion that Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid is going to fall through, but they need a sale to help finance the move for Alvarez. And we seemingly a the Gallagher deal also seems to hinge on Chelsea signing someone from Atletico Madrid. So, like, why do we get ourselves in this mess? Why do we get ourselves in this mess? Not to mention the money that Joao Felix is on as well. It's massive money. It's really staggering, isn't it? Really staggering. But in terms of the money, I mean, there's a Matt Law article that's just dropped very, very recently, and saying that it's good of Joao, isn't it? He's willing to take a significant wage cut in order to return to Chelsea. Let's see what this article is saying at this point in time. Let's see what it's saying. But Felix apparently prepared to take a significant wage drop. So yeah, this is an interesting one, people. A very interesting one. So what have we got? What have we got here from the Matt Law article on the potential return to Chelsea for Joao Felix? Chelsea's busy transfer window is taking another twist after Omorodion's move was called off at the last minute, and the club have been offered the chance to re-sign Felix. Telegraph Sport can reveal that Felix indicated a desire to move back to Chelsea and a willingness to take a significant cut to his salary to fit into the club's wage structure. It's thought that Chelsea could land Felix for an initial fee under £40 million, and the deal may prove too favourable for them to turn down. Atletico need to sell players to help fund the signings of Conor Gallagher from Chelsea and Alvarez from Man City. Were Chelsea to sign Felix, who has been a target for Villa, then it would put a significant question mark against the future of Raheem Sterling. Juve have contacted Chelsea to understand the conditions for a move for Sterling. Biggest obstacle would be his wages. Chelsea may also be forced to listen to any inquiries from Madueke if Felix, who can play as a second striker on the left wing and as a 10, re-signs and Sterling does not move. A move for Felix would not impact Chelsea's desire to sign an outright striker before the window shuts. There's no expectation that Omorodion's deal will be revived or renegotiated, and Chelsea are now looking at other options. They remain interested in Osimhen if it becomes available on loan, while there's an expectation that other opportunities will arise in the final weeks of the window. Chelsea, here we go. Here we go. And he scored 10 goals last season in 44 appearances for Barcelona. This is not someone who's a prolific goal scorer. Other opportunities, while there's an expectation that other opportunities will arise in the final weeks of the window. Guys, we might not be finished here. Ivan Toney Hive, stand up. We pray. Because there could be an opportunity, guys, in the final weeks of the window. Chelsea could do a madness. Who's saying no to Ivan Toney? Who is saying no to a man like Ivan Toney? I'm certainly not. I am certainly not saying no to a man like Ivan. So let's see what happens on that front, people. But there could be stuff going on. I really don't know. Reports that other clubs were in for Samu. Well, if that's true, wouldn't these clubs go after him now? Wouldn't it be shocked if he goes on another loan? Well, look, Bayer Leverkusen were interested before. Let's see what happens. Apparently, he's been offered to the likes of Aston Villa and Bournemouth, although nothing's materialised yet on that front. But Omorodion, I think the expectation is he will leave Atletico Madrid this summer, whether it's a permanent or a loan. What else have we got going on here? Guys, there's so much coming in. Apologies, I can't read all these out. Yes, big up for the super chat, brother. Felix can play anywhere up front. He reduces his wages. Look, sure. Look, he's versatile, but I don't think he's got the attributes that suit the Premier League. That's just my opinion at the end of the day. I don't feel he's got the attributes that suit the Premier League. What do you mean, why have we got ourselves in this situation? Because no one wants to buy Gallagher. They do. We've agreed to sell him to Atletico Madrid. So that's not why we're in this. We're not in a situation because no one wants to buy Gallagher. We've agreed to sell Gallagher to Atletico Madrid, but for some reason we have obviously made a deal where we have to take someone from Atletico Madrid as part of that deal. So, that's what I'm talking about. We're not in this situation because no one wants Gallagher. People do want Gallagher, and Atletico Madrid wants to sign him. What else have we got going on? Oh, there's so much coming in, guys. I cannot read all this. Yeah, they are. But again, worryingly, reports are saying only on loan. And I don't know if Napoli would sanction a loan deal. There would have to be a permanency to it. There'd have to be an obligation. That goal against Leicester, though, Charlie Jimenenzo got a connection. I think it was against West Ham, actually. Tony is no good. Let him enjoy Saudi. I don't think Tony will go to Saudi Arabia. There'll be movement in regards to Ivan Toney towards the end of the transfer market. I am pretty certain on that front. But how many number 10s do we need? We've got Palmer, Nkunku, Dewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka. I'm not saying all these guys are going to be here, but we're adding name after name after name to an already bloated squad in that area. For Osimhen, they would have to sell 20 odd players. I don't know what's going on. I'd rather have Felix in my starting 11 than Mudryk or Sterling, and we don't know yet if Christo will stay fit. He can fill the gap if this happens. Sure. Look, the only place that Felix could potentially fit into this Chelsea side is as a backup for Christopher Nkunku. But even then, it doesn't really make an awful lot of sense because we've got so many players that could easily fill that role. And I just don't know if Felix is someone who is necessarily suited to the Premier League. That's all I'm saying. No, Tony's got a year left on his contract, and the only reason Solanke went for that money is because there was a release clause in his deal. So I honestly think Tony. I think you could get Ivan Toney, guys, for about £50 million. That would be my thoughts on proceedings. So yeah, I think you can. Yeah, look, it's going to be a fascinating final few weeks of the window. It really is. Too many players in the squad gave trouble to put on. We struggled. Yeah, we've got to trim the squad down big time. Name one. Oh, yeah, Bro has been linked to Stuttgart. Name a player who drinks and take player 1v1 apart from Nkunku. Madueke is very good in one-on-one situations. Felix is not good in one-on-one situations, and he doesn't fit a Maresca system as a winger. Like it's not hard to see that. I think you could get 50 or 60 million. Bro, Tony has got a year left on his contract. Brentford don't want to lose him for free. His price is gonna have drastically come down. No, I wouldn't take Felix at Chelsea for the simple fact is he does not fit what we do. And people are just drawn in by aesthetics rather than actual end product and the reality of Joao Felix. He's one of those... Bro, we've already seen him and he wasn't that good at Chelsea. Didn't even get in the team towards the end of his time there. Felix is a classic case of people being fooled by aesthetics. People being fooled by aesthetics over actual end product. And people can have their opinions and we can all disagree on things. No problem. But this idea that people think Felix has actually got good output and offers a lot is just not true. People are purely blinded by the aesthetics of the guy. That's pure and simple. That is the reality. That's the reality of the situation. Yeah, You know, that is the reality, guys. People are blinded by the aesthetics. You know, and Felix is, you know, he's probably at the extreme end of the spectrum, but fans like the idea of him, in my opinion, much more than the actual reality. And unfortunately, right now, we're in an age, guys, where people are just willingly prepared to ignore end product in favor of aesthetics. And that's what sums up Joao Felix. He's a living embodiment of a lot of things that are wrong with modern day football and modern day football fandom. That's the reality of the situation. You know, it's people that base their opinions of stuff off YouTube highlights or off little clips on social media. Felix is the definition of people being blinded by aesthetics over end product. That's just my opinion. If people disagree, that's fine. You know, it'd be boring if we all had the same opinion. But it's in my opinion, I just don't see it with Felix. And I would rather have Ivan Toney, just because there won't really be a settling in period in the Premier League. And this is what people overlook as well. There's a reason Barcelona didn't want him. There's a reason why Atletico don't want him. There's a reason why maybe Aston Villa are the only club that are sniffing. You know, and that's it. For a player who so many of you guys are saying are so good, you know, bro, like the facts, but this is what I've been saying though. We are literally only interested in taking Felix suddenly because the Gallagher deal is suddenly in danger of falling through. That is the only reason we're interested. Felix has been there all summer. He's been there all summer available, and not once have we. Yeah, they have. They signed Dani Olmo. They do have cash. They didn't want him. They had the cash to do it, but they've signed Dani Olmo and they want Nico Williams. So there we go. That they didn't want him. There's a reason why no one wants Joao Felix, guys. You know, that's the end of the day. It's my opinion. No, there's no facts to this. If you think Joao Felix is better than he actually is, then that's absolutely fine. I haven't got an issue with that. I'm just giving my opinion. If people have different opinions, that's fine. I'm not saying that Joao Felix has not got talent. I'm not saying he's not got ability, but he is nowhere near as good as what so many people make out. And people are simply blinded by the fact that we didn't want this guy all summer, and now suddenly we want him because a transfer is in danger of falling through. You know. No, they haven't. But people just ignore this because he's good aesthetically. He's nice on the eye. He does have a couple of nice touches here and there. You know, that's not the reality of football. That week in, week out, day to day of the Premier League does not suit Joao Felix. That's not true. That is not Barcelona. That is not true that Barcelona can't afford him. They signed Dani Olmo and they want Nico Williams. They don't want Joao Felix. If Barcelona wanted Joao Felix, they would find a way to do it and they would pull levers because they always find a way to sign players despite their financial situation. They didn't want him. For me, Cole Palmer is miles clear of Felix, as is Christopher Nkunku. You know, and guys, what are you not understanding? That Felix, as a wide player in an Enzo Maresca system, doesn't make any sense. No, Barcelona are still in talks with Nico Williams. They still want to sign him. And Williams has not signed a new deal at Atletico. There's a release clause in his current deal. He may well end up staying there. But bro, he just drifts in games. But people aren't prepared for that conversation. People just aren't prepared for it. And you know, it is what it is at the end of the day, guys. It is what it is at the end of the day. Julian Alvarez is signing his contract at Atletico Madrid right now. Medical completed, and the deal will not be affected by any of the Omorodion issues. So there we go, guys. So the Alvarez deal, I think, is going to be fine. It's just the Conor Gallagher deal that we are at right now with this situation. You know, even if you're a fan of the player, let's think about it for a moment, guys. How do you, any of you, honestly think that Joao Felix actually fits into this Chelsea system and will be a success? But he doesn't, though, does he? Nico Williams, I'd rather have Nico Williams every day of the week and twice on a Sunday than Joao Felix. He's considerably better than Felix. I'm not even sure how this is a conversation. He is considerably better than Felix. You know, that's the reality here. No, because they're totally they're different players. They are different players. Bro, Nico Williams is a baller. He absolutely is. And Felix is, you know, yeah, he's got talent. But come on, guys. Like this is not the answer. This is not the answer. And neither is this, by the way, guys. 155 likes, and we got 300 in the building, guys. We need to up those likes ASAP. Let's get the likes up, guys. This should be on 200 likes. Please keep smashing the like button. Great conversation going on. Even if we, you know, we can agree to disagree. It's all love at the end of the day. But guys, we've got to run these likes up. We need to be on 200 likes as quickly as possible. So please keep smashing the like button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds. And please keep hitting that subscribe button as well. We are over 11,000 subscribers now, on the road to 12K now. So every new subscriber really helps. If you're locked in now and you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button, guys. I would greatly appreciate it. So let's make sure that we are doing that, guys. Let's make sure we're doing it. So yeah, run it up. 200 likes should be there in the next few minutes, people. Let's make sure we do it. I'm not crying about it. No, I haven't mentioned anything to do with Gallagher at all. Williams 10 times a player Felix is, plus Williams is a winger. This is the point, guys. Like, people don't understand that Joao Felix, right, is not a winger in a Maresca system. Are you people aware of how Maresca uses wingers in his system? High and wide up the pitch, touchline wingers. Joao Felix is not a touchline winger. Yes. Run it up. Yeah, and doesn't really make an impact in any of them whatsoever. So, you know, as you were, guys. He's got more product than Felix, and I think he got a decent number of assists last season as well. Plus, he was cooking for Spain at the Euros as well. This is a player that is got a lot of potential and would be a far better signing for what we're looking to do than Joao Felix would be. You know, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You know, you can't. Saudi made an approach for Sterling last summer. He turned it down. Sterling is not in a rush to leave Chelsea. He really isn't. He's happy in London, and he's got a fat contract. He's not gonna get anywhere else. I mean, Felix at the moment is like a reduced item in a supermarket, isn't he? You know, mate, he's just had yellow sticker after yellow sticker whacked on him, reduced, hoping that some guy's going to come in and see, oh, I fancy that. You know, the guy's a reduced item. You know, he's Atletico Madrid's cast off. I would rather we weren't spending money on someone else's reduced to clear player. And if he ends up coming in, by the way, proven at Barcelona with 10 goals in 44 appearances, that level of proven. Again, Barcelona had some nice moments. That's what he is. He's a highlights reel player. You know, that's what he is. He is a highlights reel player, guys. That's the reality, bro. Nkunku is better than Sterling than Felix centrally. But yeah, you know, this is where we are. Sure, look, there's every chance if it goes through, it could turn out to be a decent deal. But I'm just not convinced. I personally not convinced, and I'm not sold on the player, and I'm not sold on the idea of signing him whatsoever. You know, people have got different opinions to me. That's fine. But I just don't get it. I mean, let's dive into what this basically now means for Conor Gallagher, because Chelsea and Atletico are both thought to be keen to ensure Gallagher's move to Spain can be completed without any hitches. That's always a good thing to hear. But there is a problem with the Atletico Madrid and Conor Gallagher situation. According to TalkSport, Atletico Madrid. Let's get this up on the screen, guys. Let me just share this now. Bro, I would never choose Anthony over Neto. Neto is actually a decent footballer. Oh, no, not that. What we're looking to share. Let me just bring it up now, guys. No. So, Atletico Madrid are threatening to pull the plug on the Conor Gallagher deal. TalkSport understands. It comes after Omorodion's move to Chelsea has collapsed. Now TalkSport understands that Gallagher's move to Atletico is in doubt. The England international is currently in Madrid after the West Londoners accepted an offer of £33 million. The La Liga club are unhappy and are threatening to pull the plug on the Gallagher deal. And now Chelsea are in talks with working on a solution which could see Felix return to Stamford Bridge. So yeah, it's in danger of falling through. There's a video that has done the rounds on social media this morning of Gallagher being asked what he know, like whether his move to Atletico Madrid has fallen through, and he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. You know, he was spotted in a car park. I won't play the video on stream because I don't want to get done for any copyright shit. But this is Gallagher earlier today in a car park in Madrid being asked by El Chiringuito about whether he's going to join Atletico Madrid, and he didn't answer. He didn't answer the questions. But Gallagher's now been holed up in a hotel in Madrid for 3 days, waiting for this to happen. I do watch other leagues. Like, how do you know what I watch? No, he didn't say it cannot collapse. He didn't say it cannot collapse. The Alvarez one can't, but there's still question marks over the Gallagher one. There's still question marks. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but there are question marks, guys, over the deal right now. You know, Ben Jacobs was reporting that the initial hold up, you know, Chelsea, Atletico were going to announce the Gallagher deal once the Omorodion move to Chelsea had been finalised. But now that's fallen through. There's a delay to proceedings, and some reports are suggesting that the deal right now is currently off. But I mean, I don't know if Chelsea deliberately tanked the deal from Omorodion. But we don't really have any valid indications as to why this deal collapsed. But anyway, Gallagher's in Madrid. He's waiting to find out what is going on. And the wait goes on. The wait goes on for it. The wait goes on. But Gallagher, why are all these deals intertwined together? That's what I'm not getting. Why are all the deals linked with each other? It doesn't make sense. Why are they all linked together? That's one thing that I'm not understanding. But yeah, I mean, just complete and utter pure chaos on proceedings. Complete and utter chaos on proceedings. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, these deals will go down as separate transactions, but they're seemingly all linked together. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a problem. Look, yes, Chelsea still want Osimhen, but again, reports are saying that they only want him on a loan deal. Napoli aren't going to sanction a loan deal, and what sort of obligation would they want in that loan deal in terms of a price? There's just so many unknowns still, and this is obviously this is a fast changing situation where anything could seemingly happen at any point. But the fact that Gallagher's been in a hotel for 3 days is just a madness. Again, that Matt Law article stating that Chelsea only remain interested in Osimhen on a loan deal. Yeah, bro, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. Guys, we're 25 likes away from 200 likes. We've still got 265 in the building. This should be an easy 200 likes. What are we playing at here, guys? Smash that like button. Run it up, run it up. There's still 265 in the building. There's definitely 25 people who haven't smashed that like button. So please do that, guys. And yeah, let's get this show to 200 likes, people. And please keep subscribing to the channel as well. If you are new round here, that would be very much appreciated, people. Very much appreciated. So make sure that you are doing that, guys. Make sure you're doing it because it would mean a lot to me. Join the channel, become part of the community. It's a great place to be, people. So make sure you don't miss out. Make sure you do not miss out, guys. But yeah, I mean, just a crazy situation, how all these deals are falling apart and how all these deals are seemingly all linked together. Yeah, I mean, maybe, sure, that could be something that gets looked at. I mean, I don't know for certain, but that could be. Same way we will do anything to sell Lukaku. Same way Napoli will do anything to sell Osimhen. Oh, bro, I only hit 11k today. So yeah, we're less than 1,000 away from 12. But yeah, it's a bit of a push still. Only just hit there today. Nah, bro, Coman's on ridiculous money and he's so injury prone that is something that we should stay well clear of. People do want Osimhen, but just not at the price that's being quoted. That's the difference. Felix, no one wants him. That's why they're putting the price down and down and that's why they're offering him out all over the place in an attempt to get rid of him. You know, those situations are totally different. Those situations are totally different, guys. They are totally different. But we are in a mad situation, a mad situation right now. With everything that's going on at the football club. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Really, is something going to happen for Osimhen? Well, I mean, if Barcelona, it'll be a purely financial reason that they wouldn't be able to go for him. I don't know what's happened there, but it seems really funny how everything was agreed from Omorodion, and then that suddenly fell through at the last minute, and now we're conveniently in talks with Felix. None of that really appears to make any sense. None of that seems to make any sense. But again, you know, you look at it. Felix, if Felix comes to Chelsea, right, guys, he's not coming to start on the bench, is he? Let's be real. He's not coming to start on the bench. So you then find yourselves in a situation, well, who's he playing instead of? Who's he playing instead of? Because if everyone's fit, in my opinion, Sterling's not a starter, Felix isn't a starter. You know, he's not starting over a fit four of Jackson or Osimhen potentially, Neto, Nkunku, and Palmer. He's not starting ahead of any of those guys. And we almost bought Omorodion, and he wasn't going to be a starter. He also might have gone out on loan. If Felix comes, yeah, he'll start a few games. But he's going to be playing mainly cup games and Conference League games. So please tell me, who does Felix start over if we have Jackson or Osimhen, Neto, Nkunku, and Palmer? Felix doesn't start ahead of any of those players. He doesn't start. He'd be holding bench for most games. Doesn't start ahead of Palmer. Doesn't start ahead of Nkunku. Doesn't start ahead of Pedro Neto. And doesn't start ahead of a Nicholas Jackson or a Victor Osimhen if we get him down the middle. This is my point. He doesn't start ahead of anyone. Any of those players that I've mentioned, he starts ahead of none of those four. None of those four whatsoever. So, you know, we're signing a player that doesn't really fit in. I mean, he doesn't start over Nicholas Jackson all day long. Jackson offers far more than Felix does in this Chelsea team. Far more. Bro, this is, people need to realise the only reason we're going for him is to help Atletico out, and because we're so desperate for a pure profit sale, we need to take someone. We don't really want him because he's been available all summer. So why have we not moved for him until this point in time? Why have we not moved for him? So that would be my thoughts on that situation. I'm not lying. So you're telling me that Felix starts? You think Felix starts ahead of Neto, Palmer, Nkunku, a Jackson, or an Osimhen, right? You telling me that he starts ahead of any of those guys? That would be Chelsea's best front four, right? Nkunku, Palmer, Neto, a Jackson, or an Osimhen. Joao Felix does not start ahead of any of those four players. How can you be telling me that he starts ahead of any of those four? He doesn't. He simply doesn't start ahead of any of those four players. Yeah, he did block Felix, but Poch has been gone all summer. So why have Chelsea had absolutely zero interest about signing him? No, I didn't, because Neto is a quality player, proven in the Premier League, and we needed someone else in the wide areas as based on the evidence in pre-season. So no, I haven't moaned about signing Pedro Neto. You're not playing Christopher Nkunku anywhere in this team. Felix is not going to start on the right-hand side. He doesn't start ahead of any of those players that I mentioned. He simply doesn't. Yeah, this is exactly it. You get into bed with George Mendes, and then that's where you've got a problem. You're going to end up taking deals that you don't really want. But we've only got ourselves to blame. Atletico have reduced their price because they're desperate to get rid. That's why. That's why they've reduced their price, because they're desperate to get rid. That's what they're doing. No, I don't know if they will, but we've got other options there. 40 odd million quid plus the financial package involved. There's a lot of money to spend on someone who's going to be a bench option and might play in the Conference League. Lino or Riquelme from Atletico Madrid would make more sense. Yeah. But he still doesn't play if the three behind are Neto, Enzo, and Palmer. He still doesn't play ahead of any of them. No, of course we didn't. He was there. He was there all summer. He was there. We were going to sign Omorodion. We've had the chance to sign Felix all summer. We haven't just suddenly decided that we want him now. We're in conversations because we're desperate to get this Gallagher deal over the line. That's why. We haven't wanted him at all. All summer, we've not wanted him. The deal's there to be done, and all summer, we haven't been there. We haven't been there we haven't been in for him. Of course, it's being driven by George Mendes. We all know that. We're not naive. We're not idiots. We all know no, Chelsea have not been mentioned with Joao Felix once this summer until last night. Not once. Not once have they been linked with Joao Felix all summer. So people saying that we wanted Felix, it's just not true. It just isn't true. No, but Neto was a player that they've been looking at for months beforehand. That's a different situation with Pedro Neto. That is a player that had been linked with a move to the Premier League, that Chelsea's name had been mentioned before, not in any great detail. Yeah, so the board wanted him. Why have they waited until now to potentially get him? We're literally just doing this to help Atletico Madrid out, and because we're so desperate for £33 million of pure profit. But those are the only reasons that we are doing this. Neto was a quiet strategy, just because everything is. This is exactly it. Neto was a quiet strategy. That was one that was kept away from the media. That didn't just suddenly happen on that Friday when it was reported. That didn't just suddenly happen then. Guys, we're 12 likes away from 200 likes. Please keep smashing that like button. It's free and it takes seconds to do so. Let's run this up to 200 likes, guys, as quickly as possible. Still over 200 of you lovely people in the building. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Let's run it up to 200. No, but we're not interested in Felix because the price has dropped. That isn't suddenly the case. The only reason Felix is being discussed is because the Omorodion deal has fallen through. That's the only reason he's being discussed, guys. It's not hard to compute this. But anyway, let's have a quick look what else is going on, and I'm going to have to round this out shortly because I've got to crack on with the rest of the day. Let's have a look if there is anything else that has come out news-wise in the last moments. Samuel Omorodion is very upset by the attitude of Chelsea, and the tension at this time between the parties is very high. Interesting. What else have we got going on here? I think that could be pretty much everything. Guys, I think that is going to be pretty much everything. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been greatly appreciated. Make sure you subscribe to the channel on the way out. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out as well. We're 4 likes away from 200 likes. So please smash that like button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds to do. Let's get it done. I need to round this one out here to crack on with the rest of the day. I may well be back later on, guys, if we get any more major developments. So stay tuned for any potential updates later on. But big up to everyone that's tuned in. Love for all the support, guys. Even if we disagree on things, it's all love at the end of the day. We all want Chelsea to do well. Let's see what chaos is in store for the rest of the day and over the next few hours. But guys, I'll be back tomorrow or later on today potentially. So make sure you stay locked in for all the content, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe on your way out. Love for the support. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Up the Chelsea and peace out.